Hello, I'm Stephen Boylan from Eason.com, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome the showbiz legend that is Marty Whelan into Eason today. His new book, That's Life, has just been published by Macmillan. Marty, thank you so much.
Stephen, thanks for inviting me into your cave.
It's all very fancy, isn't it?
It's lovely. It's a lot of this.
There you go, a lot of green.
A lot of green, and no, hey, a little bit of green here too.
A little bit of green there as well.
I can do.
I won't say how long you've been in show business.
Thank you.
Tell us that yourself, but
It's a while.
why now have you decided to write a book?
I think I was asked before a number of times to do it. I didn't really want to do it, and I didn't know if I had enough to say, and I didn't know if I was comfortable enough to say what I needed to say, if you will. And I was approached by Nikki from Macmillan, and she bought me tea in the Westbury, which is not common in my business.
Start, yeah.
And that started the ball rolling. And I said, I actually think that what she did was she said, look, it doesn't have to be a story about anything you don't want it to be. It's just you and yours and things that have happened to you. And I think people they would look at me and they would say about the survival mechanism that I employ. In other words, how do you get through this? And how do you keep it going, as they say. And I think from that point of view, she convinced me that maybe now was the time. Plus, my folks, my dad's gone, now my mum's gone.
Yeah.
And all of that was all playing on my mind. So I kind of thought, well, wouldn't it be good to put this into a book form and put it out there with some anecdotes and stories about Eurovision, because you're coming with me apparently.
Yeah, I'm actually going.
Earlier, he's coming. So things like that we would have a sense of who I am and sort of things I've done in broadcasting and family life too.
Since you started working in broadcasting, if you could pick out one thing that has changed the most in all that time, what would it be?
The colour of my moustache.
Okay.
But apart from that, I find it's getting more and more competitive.
Yeah.
And that's not just about the aging process, it just is. Because, when we started in 2FM, for example, not that you remember being too young, but when I started in 2FM, it was the first national radio station. Below the pirates, they seemed to disappear, and suddenly it was a different world. So now there's so many stations and so many options and places to go. Plus, it was a different time, and you couldn't really flit from one place to another. You can now, but you couldn't then. So the story is different. So it's broadened at one level, if you like, but where I work is still the place to be from my point of view.
So just like many industries, like the internet has just basically changed everything.
Well, absolutely. What we're doing here now will be seen by generations who will look back at it and say, who the hell are those two people?
Yeah.
And so we know that all the things that we do will be there forever because of this.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Which is in some ways great news, in some ways perhaps not. But the point is that it's there forever. When I'm gone, this book will be somewhere, and I hope full price, please God, and somebody will be reading it, perhaps not. We don't know, because down the line we have no idea what the future holds.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that we're in an industry that's forever changing and developing. But how exciting is that?
It's incredible.
I could be cutting grass. This is great fun.
As you make your way through the book, the photos are absolutely fantastic. Obviously,
do you like them?
They're brilliant, and there's a lot of work, a lot of memories. If there was one memory that had to stand out for you, which would it be?
Well, your personal memories will be the people you love.
Yeah.
Obviously, your wife, your children, your parents. And being an only child, that's clearly a big part of the book and a big part of who I was and am. And now I'm an orphan, but there we are. That's why I need you to accompany me.
To your vision.
But when I look back at some of the pictures, it might be some of the people that you've met, people like heroes, like meeting Al Pacino, for example, or Tony Bennett, or some of those people, or Dancing with Bruce, which is, he never wrote again. He never wrote to me. Nothing on the phone call. So I look at those things and I think they're special moments.
Yeah.
And had I stayed in insurance, it's unlikely I would have had those opportunities.
Yeah.
So things come because of what you do, and it's nice to celebrate that fact in there. So, but to pick one is very, very difficult. To be perfect, I suppose Al Pacino, because that's a one-off.
Amazing thing.
Yeah. And then apparently he was charging for pictures about 3 years later. My God, I got a free one.
in the wrong business.
I did. I got a free one.
As you always say, we're big fans of books here. Do you have?
It's what you do.
It's what we do. Do you have any books that you'd like to recommend to anybody who's watching?
Well, I read recently. I love American politics. I read The Race on Barack Obama's presidency, which is a great read. And I'm currently reading the Alex Ferguson book.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
Leading. That'll come out in the edit, they'll never know. They'll never see the joy. So I thought, I love Alex Ferguson, he fascinates me.
Yeah.
And if somebody grabs your attention, being a Manchester United fan, etc., then a book like that really kind of takes you on board and you go, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. And it is interesting how, to think he comes from Govan in Scotland, right, from very humble beginnings. And he starts the book by talking about being in Harvard lecturing. That's a success story.
Yeah, fascinating person.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Thank you very much for coming in.
That's quite a
As
good
you
book
say,
too.
this is a
And
good
keenly
book.
priced.
Yes, it will be around for ages, but do buy it now. This is That's Life by Marty Whelan. Marty, thanks very much.
A real pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have you a passport?
I do.
That might be all right.
See you soon.